Jungkook BTS holds 2-hour surprise concert on Weverse, reveals he cried watching K-pop Demon Hunters. What touched him so deeply? Seoul. Without any official announcement, no promotion and no prior notice, Jungkook of BTS shocked millions of fans with a 2-hour live broadcast on Weverse on the night of July 14, 2025. However, what made this moment extraordinary was not only his spontaneous and energetic performance, but his emotional confession about how a Korean animated film titled K-pop Demon Hunters made him cry. The question is, what exactly happened in that film that caused the golden magne to shed tears? This impromptu concert began around 10 p.m. Korea Standard Time, when Weverse suddenly displayed the notification, Jungkook Live Now. Thousands of fans who initially thought the broadcast would be brief were surprised to see Jungkook perform for the full 2 hours, singing various songs from the BTS catalog, his solo works, and even the soundtrack from K-pop Demon Hunters. This moment quickly went viral and was described as one of the most emotional live broadcasts ever done by a BTS member. Jungkook began his performance with 7, his solo track that marked his international debut 2 years ago. He followed with a series of songs like Still With You and Standing Next to You, before entering an unexpected segment, a discussion about K-pop Demon Hunters, a Netflix animated film recently released and widely acclaimed by global audiences. With a soft voice and an expression that seemed to hold back emotion, Jungkook said during the broadcast, "I watched K-pop Demon Hunters and I cried at the end of the film. My tears fell. I don't know why I was so touched." This confession immediately surprised the viewers watching the live broadcast, witnessing how Jungkook openly displayed his vulnerability. Usually known as a strong and charismatic figure on stage, that night he revealed his human side as a viewer emotionally connected to the storyline and characters in the film. Furthermore, Jungkook mentioned the character Jinu in the film as someone who made him feel frustrated and sad at the same time. In one of the most emotional scenes of the movie, the character Jinu is depicted sacrificing himself to save Rumi amid the chaos of the Saja Boys concert. Jungkook even called Jinu with a mix of anger and affection. "Jinu is so stupid. Why didn't he fight alongside Rumi until the end?" This spontaneous statement triggered an explosion of reactions on social media, with hashtags like #JungkookDemonHunters, #JungkookWeversLive, and #JinuMadeJK cry trending globally in less than an hour. Armies from various countries shared clips of the broadcast, screenshots of Jungkook's emotional expression, and theories about which scenes had touched him so deeply. As a quick and unexpected response, Netflix Korea's social media account changed its profile header to an image of Jungkook crying while watching, with a bio that read, "Jungkook watched K-pop Demon Hunters." This move was praised by netizens who felt Netflix successfully acknowledged the emotional impact of their film on one of the world's most influential artists. However, the highest appreciation came from fans and industry observers. Some critics said Jungkook's actions not only demonstrated his love for animation and broader K-pop culture, but also showed his ability to positively influence public perception of local content. According to Professor Kim Yeon-young, a pop culture analyst from Seoul National University, when a figure like Jungkook admits he cried because of a Korean animated film, it's not just an emotional expression. It's a cultural endorsement with significant social and economic impact. The 2-hour concert also included special performances of Soda Pop and Takedown, 2 main OSTs from the film that had not previously been announced as part of Jungkook's setlist. He performed them acoustically, and at the end of Soda Pop, he looked at the screen and said, "This song reminds me of Jinu. I'll never hear this song the same way again." With a warm but emotional atmosphere, thousands of fans left real-time comments like, "You're so real, Jungkook. I cried too. And this is the most vulnerable I've seen him." Many felt the interaction strengthened the emotional bond between Jungkook and ARMY. Interestingly, all of this happened while BTS was in the early stages of producing their comeback album, scheduled for release in spring 2026. Several group members were also reportedly in Los Angeles for recording and visual production. Yet that night, Jungkook chose to step away from the studio and share a reflective moment directly with his fans. Is this just an emotional live session, or the beginning of a larger collaborative project between BTS and the Korean animation industry? Many speculations have emerged, including the possibility of Jungkook's involvement in a live-action version of K-pop Demon Hunters if Netflix decides to pursue it. What's certain is that the night of July 14th will be remembered as one of the most authentic moments in Jungkook's relationship with ARMY. A surprise, a confession, and a tear that proved even the biggest stars can still be moved by simple, sincere stories. Yet amid the wave of praise and collective emotion from fans who witnessed the broadcast, a crucial question emerges that cannot be ignored. Was this moment entirely authentic, or was it part of a meticulously planned communication strategy? Did Jungkook's tears truly reflect a genuine emotional response, or was he inadvertently part of an unofficial promotional effort for another rising entertainment product? This question is not meant to doubt the sincerity of an artist who has repeatedly proven his empathy. However, in a digital era full of visual manipulation, intentional virality, and algorithms that monetize public emotional engagement, it is vital for us as information consumers to remain skeptical, reflective, and non-reactive. It must be noted that the information about this 2-hour Weverse broadcast and Jungkook's confession regarding K-pop Demon Hunters does not come entirely from a single institutionally verified source. Most of the video clips, quotes, and viral narratives were first spread through platforms like TikTok, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, and international ARMY fanbases known for their rapid dissemination of emotional content. Some video clips have even been re-edited with added text, translations, and sound effects that could disproportionately influence viewers' perceptions. So, the next question is, are we witnessing the truth in its pure form, or are we enjoying a narrative constructed to trigger mass empathy? Furthermore, is it possible that crying on camera, in today's era, has become a form of strategic expression, a type of effective communication designed to shape the artist's emotional image while deepening fanbase attachment? We cannot deny that the modern entertainment world no longer relies solely on music or visuals as its main product, but also creates human moments that can be archived, clipped, and disseminated as part of an indirect marketing strategy. Is this Jungkook moment one of them? Let's analyze this further. Why did Netflix so quickly respond to Jungkook's tears by changing its social media header? Does this show extraordinary sensitivity to public sentiment? Or is it a signal that the interaction was anticipated or even discussed behind the scenes? Could it be that collaborations between idols and OTT platforms have now entered a new phase, where the boundaries between personal experience and commercial promotion are increasingly blurred? On the other hand, we must also consider the simpler yet equally important possibility that Jungkook genuinely cried because he was emotionally connected to the story in K-pop Demon Hunters. He is not just a global performer but also an ordinary human being who can be touched by storytelling, music, and moral messages in a film. If that's the case, are we being too cynical in viewing sincerity as something suspicious? This critical reflection is important because it touches the foundation of how the public now interacts with information. Amid a flood of data, video snippets, and viral narratives, how do we distinguish what is authentic from what is engineered? To what extent do we allow our emotions to be controlled by algorithms and media framing? Are we still capable of maintaining intellectual distance from information that is so emotionally packaged? We also want to emphasize that all the information presented in this article comes from various social media platforms and online publications, including TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and several entertainment news sites. Most materials originate from fan documentation and live broadcast segments, which to this day have not been fully clarified officially by the agency or Jungkook himself. Therefore, we urge readers not to believe every detail without verification and logical consideration. We invite you to ask yourself, what is the impact of this moment on public perception of Jungkook as a person? Does this moment strengthen the emotional connection between idols and their fans, or does it create an unhealthy emotional dependency? Are we consuming the truth, or merely a narrative designed for virality? Why is this moment celebrated more than the substance of the film itself? Who benefits from the virality of these tears? Jungkook's tears while watching an animated film may well mark a turning point in how the public views K-pop artists as emotionally deep individuals. But this moment may also be the clearest example of how the global entertainment industry now operates on emotion, virality, and highly structured visual consumption. In conclusion, we are not claiming this event to be true or false, real or fabricated. Thank you for watching.